Good morning, gamer. What's going on? It's Ray K.
And the loneliest wolf by choice.
And we are the Good Morning Gamers, and we got a bunch of stories. Happy National Women's Day, I believe it is.
I think it was yesterday, but we can still celebrate it.
Is that not today? Was that yesterday?
It was. I think it was yesterday.
Okay, well,
celebrating
we didn't do a show yesterday,
all the wonderful women, the nerd women, the women in fictional media and stuff.
Yeah. Megan Thee Stallion, who was apparently a nerd gamer as well. So I don't know if you saw. Yeah, I don't know if you saw her big Mortal Kombat stream where she dressed up like Melina.
Oh yeah, is it Melina?
Yeah, she kind of broke the internet for a little while. So yeah,
I didn't. I heard about it. I didn't go and watch it because I don't care about her that much.
I mean, she's an okay player. I mean, she's not. She knows the buttons. She looks like she's played a fighting game before. She's not great at it, but she played. So that's all that really matters,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. She had another girl game on that she was playing with, and like you could tell at one point she was like, the girl gamer was like talking to her, like trying to like make good content, and she was like, "Shut up, I'm trying to play it. Like I'm losing." The content is me. I'm losing. Chill. All right, but bunch of stories to get into today. Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter is kind of a big deal.
Yes, and yes. I actually was playing it on stream this past Sunday.
I
trying to finish up some of the
in-game
stuff.
Game, and you were like, "Oh man, you were itching like a crackhead." Like I got
it. Really good.
Not only you, it was you. It was I think it was
All or Zero.
Yeah,
it was, Pixar
like I really want to be playing the game right now. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, the game is so ridiculously good. I jumped back on it with the real salty beer, and we played a little bit of some of the post game stuff for Iceborne. So I'm really excited about
which there's a lot of, right? So this is the trailer, well, one of the trailers that is for Monster Hunter Rise, which is the new game that's coming out right now. And
I might actually buy this for the Switch. I might actually buy this game for the Switch.
I mean, yeah, have Monster Hunter on the go is pretty dope, right?
Oh God, I'm hoping it's really, really good. It looks like it's really, really good.
Can we get it on the Switch 4K version, right?
More than likely. I just wanted to put it on PC because I'd rather play it on PC, to be completely honest. And you know that the supposedly the Monster Hunter movie launched as well here recently with Mila Jovovich.
It's in TI.
Yeah,
Tips on it.
Supposedly it's a movie. It's not bad. It's not great. It's a movie.
I mean, it's a movie with Jovovich. I mean, she made Once Upon a Time. She made a good movie with another actor. So I mean, hey.
That's wow. You could even say the name of the actor or the movie.
The Fifth Element.
There you go. Come on.
My brain's not working, people. Bruce Willis. There
you go.
There we go.
I believed in you.
And tell me. So these are some of like the things you can do in the game, which like doesn't even like involve hunting monsters.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't seem like that involves hunting monsters, but it does. Like eating. You just saw them eating food, right? Yeah. Eating in the food actually gives you like buffs before you go on your hunt.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of those buffs are super useful, whether it be like defense attack elemental protection, stuff like that, as well as like extra health and extra stamina. So when you're going up against some of these monsters, they don't just outright like one shot you if you're not wearing the right stuff.
Oh, can they?
Yeah. If you're not wearing the right armor against whatever they are, they can mess you up real quick. So gotta be really careful how you go up against some of these monsters. So this is me saying this is like I'm not a Monster Hunter veteran. So
yeah, I haven't played. I've got it downloaded. I just have never actually turned it on. So we only got a couple of weeks away from the Monster Hunter Rise Time Switch exclusive. Yep. That's the only way you can get it. You were saying.
I'm thinking. I don't even know if it's going to be timed exclusive. This might just be a Nintendo exclusive, period. Because they did the same thing with Monster Hunter Try.
World?
No, Monster Hunter Try.
And they made another version for the other systems, right?
No, it was just Monster Hunter Try was only for that one. That was they made it just for the Wii U, and then the next version that came out was World, which was basically multi-plat.
So they got Rise coming out, and then they've got Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin, which is an RPG spinoff that now has a release date of July the 9th.
That'll be interesting. I'd like to see how that actually goes down and how that actually plays. I kind of just like the hunting and the hack and slash stuff, but there's some RPG elements in normal Monster Hunter, so it's just seeing how it'll play out in a different game style, I guess.
So we get 2 Monster Hunters coming in 1 year, which is never a bad thing. Which this is a game that like it was nothing. Capcom was admittedly struggling, and then Monster Hunter was always a thing in the background. Like, hey, there's this cool game in the background people kind of like, and now it's like one of the biggest games in the world.
I mean, what other IPs does Nintendo? Excuse me. There's Capcom have right now that's really like.
Well, really, everything's hitting on all cylinders right now. I mean, despite fighting games, like if you think about Resident Evil's hitting hard.
Yeah.
And they've
but remember, the Monster Hunter stuff was going on before RE before RE came back. So with Capcom, I would have to say Monster Hunter was one thing that was like one of their IPs that was actually like doing really, really well.
Yeah, definitely. From like a game that didn't need much. It was part of the new regime. You know, whatever the company's doing well, that's what the part of the company like focuses on. So 21 shaping to be a pretty good year for Monster Hunter. Mm-hmm. Now we're just awaiting the release date, and we'll get to see the movie. That's I gotta watch the movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Microsoft finally closed its deal with ZeniMax, which is kind of a big thing. If you don't know, if you've been hiding under a rock or just in the house and not having internet, they made a $7.5 billion purchase in cash.
What's a ZeniMax?
ZeniMax is basically the company that owns this other company that makes these games.
Oh, what company would that be?
Oh, that company would be a company whose name I've been practicing for years, and I'm going to say it right, Bethesda.
Oh, you did it!
It's been years. It's literally been years in the making.
Yeah, dude, if I would have heard Bethesda one more time, I would have screamed at you. Like, no, you're chopping this part out. You're going to splice this in right here with you saying it right. No, you're going to splice it in here. You say it. I don't even care if it looks weird. It's another day if you go and be like, Bethesda, I want it to be in there properly.
For whatever reason, I called Bethesda Bethesda for years and was totally okay with it. But like, didn't even try to like correct myself. Like, Bethesda.
They're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and apparently they make games that people really like. And this isn't
like
one
that
of
one, like Fallout. Yeah.
No, there's 76. Well, let's try to watch the trailer because I really didn't watch much of it. That's right, Diablo, right?
Oh, that was Doom.
Oh, don't they own Diablo Demon? Or
That's Blizzard.
Blizzard, yeah, okay.
Yeah. You don't know your game companies? What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Wolfenstein Youngblood. They should have put that in there.
They're like, Wolfenstein New Colossus. There was no one after that one.
Yeah, right. They like making games with dragons.
I mean, sometimes it's demons. Sometimes it's like robot things.
Flying dragon demons.
Sometimes it's horror games and.
I gotta finish that game. I only got one more mission to do. And Rage 2.
Oh, Rage 2. That's what I want to hear about. The next Elder Scrolls, goddamn.
Yeah.
You keep giving me goddamn Doom and stuff. Like, where's the next Elder Scrolls?
This is their basically. Hey, we're coming on a journey to Microsoft.
Bethesda, Xbox.
Yep. So the long and the short of it is that the merger's complete, and they said yes. They went through all the channels you have to go to. This is a very big acquisition. How much did Disney buy? I want to say
Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel for it. Or there was
it was a stupidly high price tag.
Yeah, but this is a bigger one than that. Actually.
Yeah.
So Microsoft.
Microsoft's trying to get a lot more in-house people, and I think Sony's now trying to realizing that they're like, oh well, we better start buying people too. That's why they're starting to buy a bunch of companies as well to try to like mitigate all that. Like, oh, Microsoft's trying to buy up all this stuff. Bethesda, I think, will do really good with Microsoft.
I think they always have. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it makes sense, and like, of course, they're not Microsoft. They don't make exclusive games for Microsoft, but
no,
a lot of people have played their games on Microsoft system since Morrowind.
Yeah. I mean,
first on the original Xbox.
I mean, a lot of the older stuff that like a lot of the older IPs and stuff like that were on PC first anyway. So
exactly. So they have.
It's going to be interesting seeing. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes and how well it does for them. I mean, the past few Bethesda titles, excluding, of course, or ZeniMax title excluding Doom, have been a little bit like, eh. I mean.
But I think what's even a bigger help is that all these companies that Microsoft is gathering up is going to be able to be in-house and work with each other as well as share technology and stuff like that. So where somebody like, what's the game with the girls going psychotic? Cena? Hellblade. Yeah. Which graphics are just spectacular, even for last gen, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, like some of the best, because they did the visual capture,
facial capture, and
facial capture,
like
so good.
Like them with a team who can do, shooting stuff, like just blending those talents to make a better game is gonna be pretty cool. But Microsoft has closed the $7.5 billion acquisition of ZeniMax, the parent company of Bethesda. Microsoft confirmed that some new Bethesda games will be exclusive to Xbox consoles and PC. So they went ahead and said it. It's the thing
some. I mean, it's interesting you say just some.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of games I think that pertains to the games that are already promised. Like there's games that are going to come out that are already have deals made prior to acquisition that there would be on, like Ghost of the Ghost game.
I know what you're talking, where you're in Japan and it's like a modern day Japan where people like disappear and stuff.
I'm pretty sure if they did something, they already had something in place. If they had like a Evil Within 3 or like something that's already
Elder
been
Scroll.
Something that's been in the works for like the last 4 or 5 years. They're not going to come in and just be like, no, you know what I mean? Like those deals already made. Microsoft, if anything, is a company that works well with money. and they want to get that money. So what they're going to do is honor all the acquisitions that have been made already. But I think some of the bigger games that haven't been announced yet, like I won't say Elder Scrolls, because I think that's going to be everywhere, especially on PC and stuff. I think games like the space game that they're making, I forget what it's called. Like that game will probably be exclusive to Microsoft.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Bethesda or ZeniMax, does with the resources that it's going to have through Microsoft and through the other gaming companies that Microsoft owns. So,
because Bethesda didn't necessarily need Microsoft to buy for it to sustain itself, but it does help. Like the money and funds and the renewed interest in making Microsoft the number 2 to Sony, or hopefully the number 1. If they want to sell it, means that, and the new CEO for Microsoft is like, he's like, yeah, I know we didn't really like give a crap about Microsoft, but like I grew up playing with the game, so we're gonna actually give you some money to do things. Like here's like no company who's not really serious about their company is like, here, well, Microsoft does have a lot of money. but even though it's $7.5 billion, to be like, hey, handle that. That's a little. You got to give a little bit of credit somewhere. I don't know what that is, but you got to give it to them.